Hello there Libra, Johnny Alchemy here. Thank you again for watching my channel. We're going to be doing your tarot card reading for the year of 2024. So let's pull out some cards and see what we got. Love. Okay, so we're going to look at some things that you may be leaving behind or taking with you from 2023 into the new year. Some things you may consider when in terms of what your year looks like, and some big takeaways, life lessons, wisdoms you may be experiencing as well. Again, general reading, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Understand everything here is to leave you empowered for the new year so you can create the reality that you want. Okay. So here, I can see for some of you, there was a big life calling, I think, that you may have answered in 2023. There's something here calling from the universe, asking you to make a big change, find your life purpose, asking you to really be your most authentic self, whatever it may be. But there's a soul purpose here calling from you, from the universe, asking you to really answer that. I think some of you have really put in a lot of work toward it, you know. We got that 8 of Wands, so there was a lot of movement here, a lot of focus, a lot of energy. You know, it may have made a quick or sudden change in your life as well. For some of you, it could be love. I mean, we got this Ace of Cups here. You know, it could be love, it could be, what was it, new childbirth, pregnancy, stuff like that, you know. So here, I really think about that with here. I mean, just the way it lines up, I'm just going to show you really quick. It's just so funny because it just goes from straight to, you know, universe calling, action taken, to some new fulfillment, you know, some new emotional fulfillment. So here, I mean, it just tells a very cohesive story in terms of 2023, you know, that whatever you have put in to answer that call from the universe is really giving you some type of emotional fulfillment or new opportunity of love or a new person in your life in some way. So let's pull out some clarification cards and see what other things they may say. Okay, cool. Okay. Okay, so first off, that call from the universe, we have the Empress here. So as I said before, I mean, for some of you who were looking for children or pregnancy or something like that, there is energy of fertility here, of motherhood. You know, just being the matriarch of the family, if you will. But also here, it could be talking about, you know, self-love. It could be finding more beauty in life, you know, feeling very attractive about yourself as well. But I think there's something here in terms of the call to the universe, either trying to fulfill that parental role of the mother, but also providing self-care for yourself. If that's something that, if you weren't looking for children or any type of new relationship as well. Here, in terms of the 8 of Wands, we have the 4 of Cups right here. So it's funny, you know, you see the 4 of Cups, you see this man contemplating, you know, all these things, and then he's getting presented a cup from the universe, and you literally have that right here with that Ace of Cups, that cup from the universe. So here it's really telling me, you know, maybe you really had to mull over this decision, you know, in terms of answering that call from the universe, you know, maybe considering a lot of information or things on the emotional side, you know, maybe even financial side, you know, just really planning it out. That's what I'm getting at, you know, and then just figuring it out. And then once you were able to find, you know, what you needed to do, that's where this 8 of Wands comes in. You know, after enough reflection and self-contemplation, you were ready to grasp that chalice from the universe right there. And as I said, that Ace of Cups, you know, really, it was just offered to you. Again, new love, new emotional fulfillment, children, or anything like that. And then we have that 9 of Pentacles right here. I mean, obviously very successful in terms of this endeavor. You know, I have a feeling there's something here by receiving this new chalice or this new emotional fulfillment. It's really helped your self-worth. I mean, this is very much Empress energy as well. I could see with this self-made woman, self-assured woman, you know, like you provided the abundance for yourself, or maybe just by answering this call, by embodying or channeling this Empress energy, you are creating all of this abundance and all of this fertility, if you will, in your life. So now let's move on to your present. There's certain things like that you may be going through in terms of the year of 2024. So here we got the Hierophant. If there's anything with marriage or family for some of you, that's just, Hierophant talks about a lot of traditions and values. So there's something here in terms of that to be said. You have all major arcanas here, which I'm going to touch upon, but that's one of them, Other than marriage, it could be talking about anything in terms of taking a more practical route. In terms of big decisions in your life, we're talking all three major arcanas here. So I think there's just going to be a very big, long-term type of lesson to be learned. So here, I think it's talking about learning how to take the traditional route, maybe learning certain rules or procedures on how to do things, maybe following in the footsteps of people, like to create a personal blueprint to follow as well, so that, you're not just left trying to recreate the wheel, if you will. So here, I think there's something to be said about that in terms of traditions and values, following the rules, etc., in order to make something happen. We also have the Hermit card here. I think here that you have the Hermit card and you have the Devil card both in reverse. And I think it's really saying, like, you've done a lot of self-reflection, as I said before, with that Four of Cups. And by doing so, you've really discovered something about yourself. I think throughout this year, you will discover even more about yourself. As you go through this process, whatever this emotional fulfillment is to you, whatever was being offered to you from last year that you're taking into 2024. So you're going to really learn much more about, I think these new roles in terms of being self-sustaining, learning how to provide self-care, abundance, and comfort for yourself and your loved ones, should there be other people involved as well. So I really see here with this Hermit card, you're going to be going through a period of self-discovery. And I think it's just really coming into a new side of yourself, a new aspect or facet of yourself that you didn't know was there. And so it's really that rediscovering process of getting to know yourself much more deeper and intimately. We also got the Devil card here in reversed. I think there's something here being in the middle of your reading and looking at some of the other cards. I mean, I see this very positively, honestly, because the other cards really don't reflect any type of anything of this energy. But it's really saying, I think this year you're coming to terms about letting a lot of crap go. In terms of your life, in terms of things that may have that may have a darker hold on you. Talking about any vices, anything about depression or isolation, or any types of dark thoughts, dark habits. Any type of toxicity that you may have picked up from like old relationships or any type of old situations, whatever it is. I think it's really saying that you're purging all of this, and I see all these cards of like pentacles and abundance around it. By purging that right in the center of your reading, you're allowing room for this abundance to exist and grow around you. So all major arcanas here. Love seeing that. Let's see what else we got. Cool. Yeah, there's love. There is... Wow, okay. Insane. Okay, number one, we got the Hierophant, excuse me, and we got the Four of Wands here. Four of Wands talking about a home, for some of you. Like there really is, I'm going to touch on these other cards because you got the Two of Cups as well. You got the Hermit twice, another two different decks landing on the same spot. Insane. But with this card, it really is saying, there's like a certain milestone to be celebrated, whether it be a marriage, that's the Hierophant right here, or it be a family, people expanding their family, could be new love, it could be something in the home as well, maybe other people getting married, other people having children, whatever it is. But here, really, there's something to be celebrated in this home life, where, especially with the Hierophant, something with traditions and values, Even more so, we got the Devil card, and as I said, there's love. The Two of Cups right here. By releasing your shadow, I think it's making more room for your love to expand and grow. For some of you, I mean, if there is any type of relationship or family life that this resonates with, I think you really are making room for your love and maybe a possibly new child or new something. And with all these fertility cards with the Empress too, you could be expecting someone new to come into your life, or expanding your family in some way. And funny, look at this. You got the Hermit twice, once in reverse, once upright. So really, I think here is just telling me, like as I said, you are going to go through this for 2024, this process of self-discovery and knowing yourself much deeper on a very deep level. Seeing with this synchronicity, we're right on the same spot of the spread, which is insane to me. And so it's telling me, like, from this self-discovery, you're gonna find it. You're gonna find out exactly who you are and what you want. You're going to come into this new role or welcome this new emotional fulfillment in your life in some way. But regardless, it's going to be successful for you. And again, lots of love. I usually don't do love readings a lot, but when it's there, it's there. You got to call it out. So let's move on in terms of things you're going to learn from the year, some major themes or anything like that. Oh, wait, don't need a deck yet. Okay. So we got 2 of Pentacles. We got some Pentacles here. I think there's something here you're going to learn how to manage either yourself, your finances, your health, whatever it is. I have a feeling whatever this emotional fulfillment is, whether it be a new relationship, as I said, or expanding your family at all, there's a certain new managing process, a juggling, if you will, as you can see with this card, with these 2 of Pentacles. I think you're going to have certain decisions that have to be made. But it's going to be fine. You're going to learn how to balance everything out ultimately and learn how to get into the flow of everything in terms of managing that. We also got the 7 of Pentacles here. I think here here is telling me, as I said with that Devil card, there are certain things that you have to let go. And I think this is the biggest lesson, because with that 7 of Pentacles in the reverse, it's really saying, this guy's a farmer. He put in some work, and he wants to see the abundance from his work, but it's not to his liking. It's not, reflective of how much he's put in. So really with that Devil card, it's really saying, maybe it was an old habit or an old way of thinking, an old process of some kind that maybe did work for you in the past. But it's saying, it's time to let that go, because maybe those things are just outdated and maybe getting a little toxic in some type of way, maybe hindering you or limiting you in some type of way. And so it's really saying, by releasing that, you're able to pivot and choose a different course of action where you can, find more abundance in some type of way, whether it be financially or otherwise. Even with health, whatever opportunities, 6 of Wands, I think you're going to find a lot of self-fulfillment. I look back to that Empress card, talking about self-care, being self-reliant and self-assured, that Hermit card. There's a lot of cards here just talking about self, So here, the 6 of Wands in reverse, talking about a lot of self-validation from these successes, from this love, from these new opportunities of emotional fulfillment, all of these things. There's a lot to be celebrated here that I can see. Let's pull out some clarifications. Yep. Okay. Cool. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. So first, two of Pentacles, and then you got the clarification of the 2 of Swords right here. So here, as I said, maybe on top of just maintaining things and juggling the everyday, maybe you will have certain choices to be made. Obviously, if there is new love or new family to be looking forward to for some of you. But really understanding, trying to find the balance between the both, with the 2 of Swords especially, allow your intuition, your instincts, your gut feelings to guide you, because there's only so much information that we can process, and sometimes it just keeps us in a loop. It really doesn't help us in any way. So sometimes we have to make a choice based on what feels best, what feels right for my future emotional cup that's been given to me. How do I want to express this? How do I want to maintain this? How do I want to keep this going or help it grow? And that only can sometimes just make a decision that feels right to you versus what makes sense in the mind or logically. We got in terms of that 7 of Pentacles, we got the King of Pentacles. So really it's telling me, by letting go of that devil energy, and also just making a pivot on anything that didn't work out, in terms of, if maybe, there's certain, processes that you saw a lot of returns from, a lot of results, good results. And if that's changed where it's not producing the same, it's time to pivot. And by pivoting and changing that and just being aware of it, you get to this King of Pentacles where you are in control of your finances, your health, your abundance, whatever it may be. So just being aware of that and just like understanding what isn't working out in my life and how can I change that? How can I pivot that to something to actually make it work where I'm getting the results that I want? And so that's that King of Pentacles energy right there, really taking control of it, using your power of choice and willpower to make it happen. And finally here we got as I said, that 6 of Wands, personal victory and validation. We got the Moon card. So here, I really feel like by going through that, getting that personal validation, maybe it wasn't easy to do so. This comes right underneath that devil card as well. So it really is that one of those like dark night of the soul type cards, Maybe you had to go through a lot of fear, a lot of doubt to receive this love, to whatever it is, this emotional fulfillment. Maybe you may have doubted yourself. Even that Hermit card may say so as well. That also is a dark night of the soul type of card. So as by going through that and really not being resistant to the process, if anything, you just kind of chose to continue moving through it, and not repressing it, not hiding from it, and just going through it, you found victory, you found self-validation, you found personal growth, which is awesome. And so here with that, I kind of see with that devil card, the Hermit, the Moon, there is a lot of self-discovery and self-growth. But, I think for some of you, if you embrace that, embrace those tougher moments of confusion, possible fear or illusion, is only going to lead to your evolution, if that makes sense. So let's pull out some more cards in terms of big themes for you. Cubes, love that. Interesting. Okay. Gratitude. Here, with all of these cups, talking about emotional fulfillment, a lot of pentacles too, talking about abundance, I think for this year, I think you're going to have a lot to be grateful for. I think just be aware of it. That's really it, And as I said, awareness. I just looked down. Yeah, awareness. So here it's really saying, just be aware of what you're going through. For some of you, if this is love, if this is a baby, if this is an expansion of family, if this is a new home, self-development, whatever it is, you just be aware of what process you're going through, because there's a lot of big changes and transformation here on a very positive note. Nothing is saying that it's really going to be that tough. If anything, it's just a big expansion and a big purification, as I saw this last card. Getting rid of that devil card, going through that dark night of the soul, going through that moon journey, all of it. All of it has just purified a lot of any type of dark energy, negative energy, yin and yang, they all exist together, but really taming that and just allowing more light and goodness to exist into your life. And then, just really being aware of it so you can be grateful, because, it's a whole different feeling if you're going through a process, good or bad, and to just be aware of it. And at the end of the day, just say thank you. Thank you for letting me experience this, and it may be hard to do when it's a difficult situation, but, you can get gratitude every single day, and sometimes it's good to be grateful every single day to experience anything out of life, Let's pull out some more. Okay. Interesting. Unfinished symphony. Kind of like seeing it. That's kind of cute. Unfinished symphony. Really, it's saying for some of you, like there's a lot more to be done, a lot more to be played and to be sung, all of these things. Especially, there's a lot of music cards in here. Especially with singing, there's just a lot to be like joyful for. In terms of unfinished symphony, I really feel like, if you thought things were good before, things are going to be much better. There's a lot more to be experienced in terms of the good, if you see it that way. We also got breathe. This comes in the line with that devil card and the Hermit card. If you are going through that dark night of the soul, purging out a lot of any type of toxicity out of your life, I think doing breath work, if you get overwhelmed, making sure to breathe, bringing you back to your center and present moment, super important, so we don't get lost in that turbulence of the mind. How it goes, when thoughts get derailed and you start spiraling, breathing helps you get back to center, get back to where you are, and get back to the place where you can make decisions, actually have control over your environment, To the sea, I love that. I think here, looking at all these water cards, as I said before, it's really, seeing this picture of this woman on the boat, it's like, you're surrounded by all this water and she's at calm and she's at peace, I think for some of you, with all these water cards talking about love, new fulfillment coming in, expansions of families, new opportunities coming in, I think it's really just talking about finding peace within all of these emotions. I think these emotions give you a lot of joy and will provide you a lot of peace as well. And by doing so, it's just kind of saying, you're going to have a very emotional year. if that makes sense, you know, not in a bad way. You know, I think it'll be up and down. Obviously, light and dark exist together, but I think you're going to have a very like emotionally fulfilling year. Let me put it that way, in terms of to the sea. Let's see what else we got. Light beings, interesting. Okay, so I see this two ways. I mean, I see this as if there, in terms of love, if there's new love for you, wonderful. You know, in terms of light beings, I think you're going to come to each other in very, very good places in your life, where you're going to be just beacons of light for one another, and that's what's going to attract you and magnetize you to each other. In terms of new life, in terms of a baby or anything like that that you may be having, or expanding your family, I mean, light beings is just, you know, it's like a pure being. You know, pure light being born into this world, you know. And even if there is no love or any type of romance that you're interested in right now, I think this is really a time for you where there's a lot of abundance, and that you are really going to come to your light. You're going to see how special and unique you are in this world. You know, that you are just a beacon of light for yourself and for other people, and people will be attracted to that as well. So that's kind of what I see for you Libras out there for 2024. I mean, there's a lot of new things coming, a lot of love and expansion going on right here, a lot of emotional fulfillment, and also just a lot of self-discovery as well. So again, if this reading did resonate with you, don't forget to hit that like button. Leave me a comment if you like. I love hearing from you guys. And don't forget to subscribe as well. I want to thank everyone who has subscribed. I can speak, promise. Who has subscribed this month. I really appreciate it. I didn't expect as much of you to do that. So it was a really nice surprise. And I think that's all I got for you. But other than that, I want to wish you a very, very happy start to your year. I hope you started off well in terms of your celebration for New Year's. I have more for you coming up soon, but until then, I want to say thanks for watching, and I will talk to you very, very soon. Thank you and goodbye.